Hi guys, so I did receive some of your assignment. Yeah, so however, most of the assignment is not as per the requirement. Okay, so kita akan discuss. Yeah, so what you supposed to do. Yeah, so this is the question that you supposed to do. Okay, so basically this is the main question. Ya, so kalau kamu tengok ini adalah main question soalan tersebut. Ya, maksudnya tadi selepas kamu bekerja di organisasi tersebut, ya, it doesn't means your actual organization. It can be your dummy organization or whatever. Okay, so your organization secured a contract. Ya, so kamu punya syarikat telah mendapat kontrak berjumlah 350 juta. Ya, so daripada government untuk membina 3 unit 20 story apartments. Nah, ini kamu punya scope of work. 3 units 20 story apartment for the government staff. Yeah, so as part of those requirements, your organization was summoned by Department of Occupational Safety ke Putrajaya untuk membuat presentation. Macam mana syarikat kamu akan menguruskan project ini. This is the project. Yeah, this is the project. Okay, so please don't do the assignments out of the context. So this is the context. This is the man's instruction here. So how you will manage this project? Okay, so it can be your actual organization. Yeah, it can be a dummy organization just for the sake of this assignment. Okay, so is it clear? Yeah, so now this is the question. Ya, so brief introduction about your organization. So kamu kena bincangkan just a brief. Maksud tadi dengan ringkas. Introduction berkenaan dengan organisasi kamu. Dan pastikan di dalam introduction ini kamu masukkan OS polisi dan juga OS committee. Ya, so ini untuk soalan nomor 1. Ya, so action item number 1. Then identify the minimum 5 critical activities involved with the construction of the apartment. Ya, so what did I receive? It's quite agak mengecewakan. So most of you did not answer the question. Ya, so saya cuma minta 5 critical activities involved with the construction of the apartment. Ya, so selepas itu kamu kena develop a proper risk assessment untuk aktiviti yang telah kamu pilih ni tadi, yang telah kamu kena pasti dekat sini. Kamu kena buat proper risk assessment untuk setiap aktiviti. Ya, so selepas kamu identify the activities dan buat risk assessment, kamu kena pasti what is the highest safety hazard dan 2 highest risk to the health. Okay, then propose the uh, control measures. How you can control the 4 safety hazard dengan 2 highest risk of the hazard tadi, ya, berdasarkan hierarchy of control. Okay, so this you need to propose. Yeah, so in the same time you should identify also apakah methodology yang kamu gunakan untuk buat risk assessment, and also identify at least 2 statutory requirement. Ya, so berkenaan dengan safety. Please again, when you refer to the statutory requirement, please refer to Malaysia Act. Ya, because saya tengok ramai yang copy paste dari internet. Ya, copy paste legal regulation dari UK lah, dari Amerika lah, dari Australia lah. Please you not do not do that. Ya, so refer to all legal requirement yang ada di Malaysia. Yeah, so your presentation supposed to be very simple. Just follow this guideline. I already draft it like this. Yeah, so you just follow this. Yeah, so that you will get a good mark for this. Yeah, so in fact the marking criteria also I did share with you so that you don't waste your time. For example, introduction cuma ada 2 markah. You just go straight follow the requirement here, just a quick one, then you will get 2 mark. Ya, identify 5 activities. So kena pasti 5 activities berkenaan dengan construction, dan you will get 2 markah dekat sini. Don't waste your time. 5 activities 2 markah, don't have to write until 2-3 muka surat. Just a few paragraphs should be fine. So what is the legal requirement related to OS? 2 markah saja. So you just list out dua atau tiga apa nama ni legal yang berkaitan dengan aktiviti construction of the apartment. Ya, so dua markah saja. Why you have to write until 5-6 muka surat for this one. Ya, so methodology used for the hazard identification, tiga markah, kena pasti. What are the examples of the methodology? Ya, dan this is the most important part. 5, 6 dan 7. Ini yang ramai yang fail. Sebab apa? Sebab dekat sini lain, you punya jawapan dekat sini lain, dan tiba-tiba dekat sini 5, 6, 7 ini lain. Tak boleh. Dia mesti interrelated dengan ini. Whatever that you had identified here, so you kena buat risk assessment dekat sini. Ya, from the risk assessment yang kamu buat ni, then kamu kena pasti apakah 4 safety hazard dan 2 health hazard daripada risk assessment yang kamu buat tadi. Dan kamu propose the effective control measures based dengan risk assessment yang kamu buat. That's it. Yeah, so you get the better mark here. Yeah, so that is on the question number 1. So what? Let's go quickly. How you supposed to present your assignment? Yeah. So I hope this is the degree punya level. So I'm expecting that the assignment that I will receive ataupun the one that you will produce is at the level of degree. Yeah, so it's quite but this is appointed. Yeah, so introduction of the organization, you just write here. So company what? Company ABC Sendirian Berhad. Then you buat ni lah, Sendirian Berhad. Okay, then just a quick, just a simple introduction. No need to waste your time here. Apa yang penting dekat sini yang perlu ada, kalau kamu tengok apa dekat sini dia minta OS policy. Ya, so then just masukkan dekat sini contoh the following examples of our OS policy. Then you copy paste lah, masukkan OS policy dekat sini. So what if you don't, your company tak ada OS policy ataupun you just use the dummy company, just create the dummy policy here. So kita telah discuss dalam kelas how to do the OS policy. You can see the examples inside the Google as well. Yeah, so other than that, yeah, so you should put the OS committee chart. Yeah, so this OS committee chart you just masukkan dekat sini juga. Then the following are our OS committee organization. Kalau you nak explain panjang sikit dah better lah. So then masukkan you punya committee organization chart. Tapi jangan masukkan you punya ni, jangan masukkan you punya organization chart. What yang kita nak adalah OS committee organization chart. Yeah, so you have to do your research, you have to do your study. In fact, I did provide all the material here. It's just a matter you want to do a research or not, you want to study or not. Yeah, so because it's quite agak mengecewakan because none of my class ataupun batch before this do like what I see. Okay, so you see this is the dalam slide pun this I share with you the additional slide. This is how the organization committee chart supposed to be. Ya, so dia mesti ada chairman, dan secretary dia mesti di sebelah luar ni. Dia tak boleh di bawah chairman. Dia independent, dia secretary ni. Ya, so pas itu mesti ada management representative dan juga workers representative. That's it. So you masukkanlah, buatlah dummy. Chairman ni mesti you punya big boss, secretary mesti safety and health officers. Kalau tak ada safety head officers, so whoever that you can put here. Ini boleh buat dummy semua ni. Tak semestinya your own real company. And then put it there. So that's it. Ya, so jangan masukkan you punya company overall organization chart. So finance apa siapa ini, workshop manager siapa, no need. Yeah, so just a simple one. Because you only have 2 marks here. 2 markah saja sini. Yeah, so don't waste your time here. Okay, then you have to identify what's the 5 activities, minimum 5 activities. Tak banyak pun yang saya minta. So activities of what? Activities of this. activities of this construct 3 units of 20-story apartment. Ya, so bukannya activities apa others than this. Ya, because I do receive macam-macam. Ya, so which is not answering this question. So what are the activities apa untuk buat apartment? Ya, so just do some research dekat internet. Kalau kamu tengok dekat sini there are lots. Now you can choose which one. So sebagai contoh ini list of construction activities to build a apartment. Ini contoh lah. So of course you can don't no need to follow this. You have to do your research. There are lots of here. Just give you example. Yeah, so there are lots of prepare construction site, complete the rough, all of this. You just choose any ones of these 5 minimum. Just put it here. You see, put it here. Of course you need to ni lah, kena apa nama ni, adjust dia lah. So rearrange it. Just do a quick apa nama ni, introductions ataupun briefing explanation about this activity if you want to get more point. And again, stands the point for this is berapa? Let's see how much. Activities 2 point. So if no explanation also no problem. As long as you ada 5 activity, you tak nak, you malas tak nak buat explanation pun tak apa, because ada cuma ada 2 markah. If you write sampai 5 muka surat tapi salah pun tak ada guna. So just list it down here. Okay, so list 5 only. So you choose which is the one yang you confident. You boleh buat risk assessment nanti, because ini yang kamu kena buat risk assessment, bukannya buat risk assessment berkenaan dengan benda lain. So after this you have to identify what are the legal requirement associated dengan activity membina apartment. That's it. So what is the legal requirement that relevant to that activity? So kita telah discuss berkenaan dengan lots of legal requirement, list of the legal we had discussed earlier on. Then you can do some research lah. So based on the legal that's yang kita telah discuss. Just list out 2 saja. So because the question cuma berapa? Ada 2 markah. Just list saja. Tak perlu explain. List out 2 saja. So no need to explain. You have to understand the marking criteria here. That's why I'm very disappointed, because look like you did not read through the question, and in fact the criteria, marking criteria also been there. So list out. List out. You need to understand what is means by list out, explain, bincangkan. So kalau soalan suruh list out, just list lah, tak perlu bincangkan. Kalau soalan suruh kamu bincangkan, baru kamu bincangkan. So what is the methodology used for the handset identification? So kalau kita tengok we did discuss also inside the class, in fact. So what are the examples of the methodology that you can use? So these are the examples of the methodology that you can use. So you just explain briefly what is the methodology yang kamu akan gunakan. So what are the methodology used for handset identification? Again, look into the mark, is only 3. So you just pick up 3. Contoh document review, inspection, ataupun handset risk assessment, ataupun JSA. Just brief buat brief discussion saja. 3 saja. Just a brief. Don't waste your time, because this is only 3 point. Just a brief discussion about the method that you use. Okay. So after that you have to present the risk assessment. But before you present your risk assessment, you need to explain also what kind of the risk assessment metric yang akan kamu gunakan. Sebab kalau kamu tengok dekat here, presentation of risk assessment for the activities, we did reminds you have to include the methodology used for the risk assessment and identify the risk. So you just tell me which risk assessment that you use. In fact, saya sudah propose share with you, this is what we call risk assessment. So kalau you use the others risk assessment, make sure you copy paste it, then you just explain. For example, you put it here for this for this risk assessment, I will use the following risk assessment metric. So risk assessment metric. Then you copy paste dekat sini. Ini because we need to know. So you referring to which metric bila kamu buat assessment nanti. So I just put it here. Okay, so I know that nanti the following step is you akan refer to this metric. This is what we call risk assessment metric. Then you do the risk assessment metric. I did share with you also inside the WhatsApp group, inside the Zoom during the class. So this is the proposed risk template metric that you have used. You can use. Kalau you gunakan selain daripada ini, no problem. But you must have identify the level of the risk nanti, because our aim is we want to find out what is the highest hazard. So for that activity, you just use this template, copy paste this. So masukkan dekat dia punya assignment. Okay, so it's quite panjang, so you can copy lah nanti, but I just explain here. So now sorry. Okay, so you do your assessment, risk assessment, then nanti you need to transfer it here. Okay, so what you should do, kalau kamu tengok soalan ini, dia katakan risk assessment. We had discussed very lengthy inside the class how to do the risk assessment. I did share with you the additional YouTube video how to do the risk assessment, but again I can say all of the risk assessment was wrong. Okay, so what you should do is untuk risk assessment based dengan jawapan yang kamu buat dekat nombor 2 ni tadi, accession item 2 ni, this is the activities ni tadi. So that's why I said just at least minimum 5 activities. So kalau kamu buat banyak, you buat banyak lah. Let's say this is the one. So copy yang ni, buat the risk assessment. What is the first task? Nombor 1. Okay, nombor 2 apa lagi? Okay, so that is what is the expectation. In fact, it is very clear explanation of this assignment. So you just buat semua ni. So because kalau you list 10, you kena buat 10 lah. Kalau you list 5, you just buat 5. So you just do like this. And so what is the hazard of this one? So apa itu hazard? And inside the class also we did discuss what are the hazard. So you just need to recall back the class, refer back to this slide. What is the hazard? Kalau you see here, what is the hazard? This is the potential source of hazard. So this is the classification of hazard. All the answer have been given. It's just a matter how you rewrite your assignment. So this is the what is the hazard? Then you have to explain the hazard here. After you explain the hazard, so untuk satu activity it can be more than one hazard. Okay, so contoh ini hazard A. Okay, ini hazard B. Ini to explain lah. Jangan explain satu saja hazard. Hazard C. Okay, then do it like this. Buatlah cantik-cantik, so that you know. Okay, so untuk ini what is the risk of the consequent risk? Apa kesan dia? Kalau dia tak ni, what is the kesan? And the likelihood adalah kebarangkalian, dan ini adalah severity. So that's why we need this table. So you need this one, because you need to know so how is the likelihood dan juga severity. So for example sini A, kesan dia apa, terus kebarangkalian dia berlaku contoh, then you go to kebarangkalian, contoh sini dekat sini ada 2 sini, then keterukan dia kalau dia berlaku mungkin dia akan 3 contohnya. So then 2 darab 3, 2, 3, then you get 6 based dengan this metric. 6 adalah apa? Medium. So how you control this hazard? What you control this? Then again refer to the hierarchy of control that we already discussed. So what is the hierarchy of control? This is the hierarchy of control. So paling tidak berkesan adalah PPE. So try to use the elimination, substitute, engineering control. Until here. So this answer nanti akan tolong kamu jawab soalan this one. Sorry. Untuk apa jawab soalan this one nomor 7 ni tadi. Ya, so very easy. So why you have to apa pening kepala. Contoh then you put here lah. Then let's say ini apa you identify ini 3 ini 6, so dia jadi 12. Sorry, 18. So kalau kamu tengok dekat sini 18 ada tak? 3 darab 6 18. Sorry, 5 lah maksimum. 15. So ini contoh lagi apa ini mungkin 4, ini mungkin 3 jadi 12. Then after that this one handset lagi. This is additional handset. Different apa activities. So what are the handset here? So that's it. 25. Then mungkin you do this apa this one maybe 3, this one maybe 4 again, this one 12, this one maybe 1, this one maybe 3, this one 12, this one 6. Ya, so after you do this, you buat semua, baru you dapat kena pasti level of the risk ni. Mana satu yang paling you have to choose the 4. Kalau kamu tengok dekat sini dia katakan lepas kamu buat ni explanation of 4 safety hazard and 2 health hazard. So that's why bila you buat the risk assessment kena fikirkan juga hazard yang berkaitan dengan health. Don't do the safety hazard saja. So that you have an idea which is the 4 highest. Sebagai contoh kalau ini contohlah ini health hazard. So ini pun health. So based on this, then you untuk soalan yang ke 6 ni, so kamu kena pasti hazard B is the highest risk, highest hazard for these activities. For example kat sini so list of 4 highest 4 safety hazard. So then you list out lah. Contoh tadi hazard B. Ini kena buat seikut urutan lah. Kalau sini ada lagi yang 20, so yang 20 tu lah yang paling atas. Sebab you want to identify the highest. Ini C. Then hazard D lagi 12. Hazard D. So you need to choose 4. Hazard D. Okay. Then lepas itu 2 highest have hazard. So you pick up this one. What is the highest ni? E. So what is the highest? Ini have. So highest is C. So make sure you start with the highest lah, because we want to choose the highest. Then you put the highest E here. Then have E. Ini contoh lah, jangan kamu tulis E pula macam ni. You kena pastilah. Okay, so that's it. So very easy. Why it is take you a lengthy time, wasting your time. Then you have to explain a bit lah. So for this one, because this one is carry 5 marks. You explain a bit, tapi jangan melalut lah. So just explain sikit saja. So B, C, D. Kalau kita explain, we just type saja pun tak apa. Because dia 5 markah, so at least you dapat 3 markah, so something like that. Then you propose the control measures untuk handset yang telah kamu pilih ni tadi. So what is the control measures? You contohnya ini tadi control measures. What is your control measures for this one? Okay. So ini you kena refer back dengan risk assessment yang telah kamu buat tadi. This one control measure. So for example hazard B. So hazard B. So apakah control measures yang telah kamu propose dekat sini? Just copy paste this untuk control B. Hazard B. So this is blah 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 blah. How we control it? Dan sama juga untuk D. Blah 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 blah. Okay. So that is how you do it. Very simple. Then summary, you just put based on the assignment above, based on the above risk assessment, blah 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 blah. You find out what. So that is it. Untuk soalan satu, very simple, straightforward. So if you follow that, at least you can score maximum mark for this is 30, then you can get at least 29.9%. So if you follow that. Kalau you melalui copy paste from internet, that is what you will get. You will get 0 mark. Oke, so selepas kamu buat risk assessment ni tadi, ingat ada soalan katakan kamu dipanggil oleh DOS ke Putrajaya untuk buat presentation. Selepas kamu buat presentation, ya, so apa lagi soalan dua katakan? After meeting the DOS officer, kamu dikehendaki menjalankan OS Workplace Inspection Program dekat tempat kerja tadi. Kerja mana? Kerja inilah. This one. Mana dia tadi? 3 units of apartment story ni. You have to construct this one. Tempat kerja dekat pembinaan 20 ni tadi. So you just explain. So how, what are the methodology that you use? What is the best workplace inspection program that you can apply dekat punya construction site tu tadi. Yang bina apartment. Bina apartment bukan your actual workplace sekarang ni. Ya, so kalau you buat your actual workplace sekarang ni dia tak relevant dengan this question, then you will get 0 answer as well. So explain what are the methodology, what is the best method untuk inspection program. Okay, so you can find out inside the module, inside the internet, buat some research then just explain. Okay, then yang ketiga ini jangan jangan melalut juga, please. Baca soalan betul-betul. Soalan katakan kamu kena jawab berdasarkan case study ini. This is the case study. So you have to explain the answer based on this case study. So what is the question here? Berdasarkan case di bawah. Case di bawah tu yang mana? This one lah. Case study ini. Kena baca case study ini, fahamkan. Baca dia berulang-ulang 2-30 kali, dan baru kamu faham. So kenal pasti punca kemalangan tersebut. So what is the punca kemalangan ini? So kalau kita tengok apa yang berlaku dekat sini, hasil siasatan menjalankan tim masa pertanyaan. Semasa kejadian berlaku, dia buat apa? Dia mengeluarkan sisa-sisa sarung tangan yang terdapat di dalam washing brush tank. Dan apa yang berlaku? Hujung sarung tangan getah pada bahagian lengan yang dipakai mangsa telah tersangkut pada sap di washing brush tank. Sehingga menyebabkan tangan mangsa terputus kerana terbelit pada sap yang berputar. So based on this scenario, apa yang boleh kita conclude ataupun rumuskan? Based on this scenario, it is obviously satu, tak comply dengan SOP, tidak follow the take out lock out take out punya sistem. Kalau you bekerja menggunakan mesin electrical, so you have to turn off the power first. Ini kalau dia padamkan mesin ini baru dia keluarkan sisa, berlaku ke tidak? Ini bukan masalah dia pakai sarung tangan betul ke tak betul. That is the worst problem here. So you need to understand. Then based on this case study, so what you should do? So first you kena pasti apa punca dia berlaku. Saya sudah bagi jawapan tadi. Then bincangkan apakah kesan kemalangan ini. What is the consequences of this incident terhadap mangsa dan juga keluarga mangsa. So that is the second answers question that you need to answer. So you have to explain what is the consequences to the family and also to the victims himself. Dan dalam masa yang sama, you need to identify what are the cost, indirect cost, cost tidak langsung, indirect cost of this incident kepada pihak majikan. So that's it. Once you follow that, you will get at least 14 markah out of the 15 mark. So kalau kamu melalut copy paste jawapan dari tiba-tiba keluar reader, tiba-tiba keluar UK punya leaders, Amerika punya leaders, itu sudah melalut lah. Okay, so I will give you also another 1 week to redo all the assignment, and so I'm expecting everyone will do the right assignment and you will get the good marks for this. My intention is very simple. I want everybody to pass this assessment and you learn something. That is the most important thing. So I don't want you just simply attend this module and just want to pass but you didn't learn anything. So worst case you just copy paste from internet, you don't know what you doing. You don't know what you supposed to do. So please uh, go through the question properly, refer to the marking criteria, just answer straight to the point, tak perlu copy paste sana sini melalut sampai 4-5 pages introduction, risk assessment, methodology, you explain sampai 10 muka surat. Please don't do that. Okay, so that's all. I hope we will get the good assignment after this. Thank you.